Welcome to Out from the Horrorbox. I'm your Gothic host, Dom. In this episode, we take a look at the 2025 Gothic science fiction film co-produced, written and directed by Guillermo del Toro, based on Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, Frankenstein. In 2007, Guillermo del Toro expressed his deep desire to create a faithful Miltonian tragedy adaptation of Frankenstein, inspired by Frank Darabont script and Bernie Wrightson's illustrations. He envisioned an adventure story centered on the creature, not a direct adaptation of the novel. The project was set up at Universal Pictures in 2008, with Del Toro developing the script and designs, and he later cast collaborator Doug Jones as the monster. However, the film was ultimately shelved, which Del Toro attributed partly to his own reverence for the source material, calling it his dream project that he was reluctant to finish, and partly to Universal's plan for its Dark Universe franchise. After years of being a passion project, the film was revived in 2023 under Del Toro's deal with Netflix. Following his Oscar win for Pinocchio, it was announced he would write and direct, with a cast that later included Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz, and Jacob Elordi, who replaced an initially considered Andrew Garfield as the creature. Del Toro has stated that his approach prioritizes a sincere and personal interpretation over strict fidelity to the novel, believing that great myths are defined by their many powerful reinterpretations. Frankenstein had its world premiere in the main competition of the 82nd Venice International Film Festival on August 30th, 2025. It began a limited theatrical run on October 17th, 2025, with global digital release by Netflix set for November 7th. The film received general positive reviews from critics, with Elordi's performance receiving universal acclaim. Now let's make something out of Frankenstein.
I had determined that the memory of my evils should die with me. Some of what I will tell you is fact. Some is not. But it is all true. What manner of creature is that? What manner of devil made him? I did. I had a vision. An idea took shape in my mind. Inevitable. Unavoidable. Until it became truth. Seeking life. I created death.
A Danish expedition ship trapped in Arctic ice rescues a gravely injured Victor Frankenstein. He is pursued by a superhuman regenerative creature who demands his creator. Victor recounts his story to the crew. After his mother's death in childbirth, his abusive father favored his younger brother William. This drove a brilliant but arrogant Victor to conquer death, leading to his dismissal from the Royal College of Surgeons for reanimating a corpse. Funded by arms merchant Heinrich Hardlander, Victor built a laboratory with William's help. He assembled a body from the dead and used electricity to give it life, refusing Hardlander's demand to transfer his own dying mind into the new form. After Hardlander's accidental death, Victor successfully awakened the creature, but, fearing its strength and limited intellect, imprisoned it. When William and Elizabeth, Hardlander's niece and William's fiancée, discovered the being, Elizabeth showed it kindness. A jealous Victor set his lab on fire with the creature inside, but in the ensuing explosion, Victor lost a leg and the creature escaped. The creature found refuge with a blind old man who taught him to speak and read. After his only friend died, the lonely creature demanded Victor create a companion. Victor refused, and during a confrontation at William's wedding, Elizabeth was accidentally shot and killed. Victor then pursued the creature to the Arctic. In the present, the creature boards the ship. The dying Victor apologizes, and the forgiven creature pushes the ship free. The expedition's captain, humbled, abandons his reckless quest as the creature is finally left alone, reaching out towards the sunrise. So I got to see this movie early. It was part of the release in theaters that I got to see it. So when this review comes out, it'll be the day of. But man, we had to travel pretty far out. Me and my friend, we went to go see it because there's nothing near, or the only one closest to us was already sold out. And so I was able to get tickets. We went like way out of our way to go see him. But you know, I'm willing to travel for movies. If it's going to be a good movie, I'm willing to travel for it, even if it turns out to not be bad, or it turns out to be bad. Sorry, that I'm still okay with, you know, going out of my way to see these because I've done it before. Paranormal Activity, when they were first showing it, it was only in certain college towns to get buzz going, and it was only in Tucson prior to it getting a wide release in theaters. And I went down to Tucson to go see it. When one night, just when my friend was like, "Let's go see Paranormal Activity," in this is the very first one in Tucson, and we did, and I'm so glad I did because I saw it before everybody else, and I got to be the person who's like, "You got to see it," and that's what I've been doing with Frankenstein. I've been so excited to talk about this. I'm probably gonna do a full review, probably later in the month. Maybe for Thanksgiving or maybe a little after, but I'm definitely going to do a full review. But for now, just know that this is a spoiler review. It's so good, guys. Like, I think Guillermo del Toro needs to win another Oscar. I think he needs to be winning for not just direction, but the art, the production design is amazing. The like just when I watched an interview with him, and just what he goes through to create these designs, the way that they look and everything. Like, he meticulously takes his time, and he even said, like, he originally planned Doug Jones to do it years ago. That didn't come through for fruition. So then they were going to get Andrew Garfield, and I could kind of see Andrew Garfield a little bit just because of the hype, but really, I don't think he's as imposing enough. I don't know if it would have worked. I think because then they designed everything around Andrew Garfield, but when that came to be not happening with Andrew Garfield and they got Jacob Elordi, I think he's perfect for this. I think he did an amazing job as the stoic kind of not bumbling, but like, obviously he's this thing that was created and is new and not knowing what its purpose is, and wanting, having its creator there, and so it's like having to learn things, having to adjust to this new world. I think he does a great job. Like, it's so crazy too because yeah, he's like fucking huge compared to Oscar Isaac. I didn't realize how tall he was. Um, and then Mia Goth, I think, does a great job too. She plays the mom and Elizabeth, and Oscar Isaac always does a great job. So does Christoph Waltz. Everybody does a great job. This movie is just full of amazing actors doing their best performances. Not of all time, but I think these are really great performances. But getting back to everything with winning an Oscar, I think this definitely needs to be nominated. It's very good. It's just like just so well done. Like Guillermo del Toro knows how to make a great movie. I was trying to think of like what's a bad Guillermo del Toro movie. I can't really think of one because Crimson Peak is amazing. Pacific Rim is a great, fun time. Nightmare Alley was great. Shape of Water is amazing. Pan's Labyrinth is amazing. The design for that is amazing. Hellboy is great. And so I'm trying to sit and think like this man, and then he's been wanting to make this for years. He described this as like, what, like basically his magnum opus. He wanted to make this for so long. I was watching interview with him, and he just sits and talks about, like, oh, my first love, my first crush was Mary Shelley, and how he would, sit and read, and like he said that he like when he watched Frankenstein for the first time, the creature comes on screen, and I don't know if it was a messiah or if it's a sign of an angel or a demon or something telling me, and he's so inspired by this, and I just love that he was just so passionate about this. He said that he says that he showed that he has a whole room dedicated to Frankenstein. He has like a bunch of like Boris Karloff and like different people throughout the ages like who've played Frankenstein, posters and not like mannequin or whatever, like life size versions, like statues and stuff, and he calls it the living room. But man, this is who I want to make like I want him to remake something like maybe like a Nightmare on Elm Street or something else, something like very. I feel like he could do that would make it very what's the word, like with very stylistic. I think he'd do a good job if you were just to give him like, hey, let's do this and let's see what you can do with this, like with what he did with Hellboy. Because I feel like he could give us something so amazing, so good, just so, and it's like, man, I I don't even know. I'm giving it 4 stars. It's so good. Like I really highly recommend once it should be on Netflix now. At the time of recording, or at the time that this gets put out, it should have already premiered on Netflix. I say go watch it if you're listening to this. I just I haven't read Frankenstein, but I feel like from what I've read of it, like this does hit every plot point. That just like I'm so amazed by like the creature, the design of the creature, the design of the angel that he sees, that or whatever the statue that like is kind of like his like inspiration. It's just, man, like, oh, and I forgot Ralph Ineson's in this, and he does a great job. He has a small little role, but in the little role he does, and even right there in that scene when the corpse comes to life and is like catching the ball and stuff, and that's crazy. That's amazing, and the design of like the laboratory and like the big, huge like electric thing, like the whole set of the laboratory, whatever you want to call it, is so good. Like just the set, it's like every piece was just like the costume design is amazing, set design, the whole production design is just a great, like masterpiece unto itself. Like that's what I love about Guillermo del Toro, and it really reminds me of Crimson Peak a lot. There was a lot of times where I was like, this just feels like Crimson Peak, but not in like a repetitive way. Like it doesn't feel like, obviously it's from the same director, but you know, it doesn't feel like it's like he's copying himself and he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna redo what I did there. But highly, highly recommend this film. if and I know there's been a lot of like critics out there in like these major publications that haven't really liked it a lot, and I'm wondering what their whole deal is, because this is I feel like this is a very faithful adaptation. It's not really it's horror themed, it's horror, it's gothic in that it's like that's what we're in, but it really is like a romance, and I feel like they're not understanding that. And that's what they should be taking from this, is that like he made a good romance film. Thank you all for listening, and if you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast to get every new episode. Do you have any personal or fictional, paranormal, supernatural, or unexplainable stories? We'd love to read them on the podcast. Send your stories, recommendations, or anything else to horrorboxpodcast@gmail.com. Want to show more support? Follow our socials on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, or our YouTube channel, all at Horrorbox Podcast. Until next time, just don't play God. This is Dom, signing off from the Horrorbox.